All right, hey there, folks. It is time for a new campaign, and this one is one I have not done in a long time. It's been almost exactly a calendar year since I started my last full-on Union campaign, and so that's what this is going to be. I forget what number we're. I think we're at campaign maybe 16 or 17. It doesn't matter. It'll show up in the description. But we are ready to rock. This is the heavily modded campaign. I think on Steam I still call it the barely adequate mod. I've had to go over to the CSA side and sort some things out. Basically, there's an issue where the AI personalities are not using the subsidies fast enough, so they're not taking the projects fast enough. Blah, blah, blah. It's stuff that I don't think I could sort out in a Whiskey and Lemons campaign because you don't get access to the finances. But I can do it in a regular vanilla one. And I'm of the view that if you're going to play a full campaign, don't play this as the CSA because it's too easy when the Union doesn't full court press across 2 or 3 theaters simultaneously. So you, the player, can do that. And so I think if you want to get a Union campaign in, probably the time and the place to do it is vanilla campaign. And then I would probably not recommend some of the Union Whiskey and Lemons ones and instead just play CSA, so you don't have to deal with the fact that your force doesn't know how to concentrate and push theaters simultaneously. So anyways, that's a whole lot of other stuff, but yeah, I've been to the CSA side. We had to set some things up there so that things would work well. We ordered weapons, we ordered ships, we put ships in armor that we weren't using. We got the basic projects done. Pretty much their policy and project tree is very close to how I would do mine, as is their subsidy levels. I assume tax rates are full up and hasn't been changed on much. Their weapons orders, if I didn't say that already, are set for a long time. So I think they're going to do okay. I think they're going to do better than they were when I tested and I didn't do any of those things, and it was pretty easy. But in playtesting this campaign with those settings and having done those things, it was a very close contest for at least the first year. We have to now. Let's see if we're doing it. All right, so we are doing Militia Act 3. In my mod, those things go for the Union. The first 3 Militia Acts go very quickly. Other things take a little bit longer. But anyways, I was heartened by what I saw in the playtest. So I think things should be what they're. The only downside might still be that the CSA tries to recruit more than me. They're set up to not do that. They're set up to take about 92.5% overall of my manpower and to have at least 80% in each theater. But sometimes they still go over that. I don't really know what the fix is. It seems like it's been an issue for a while. But instead, I just recruit as much as I can, and eventually they go into recruiting or credit crisis. And I'm trying to not push them into that, but also allow them to keep up. Because if you do push them into those recruiting and credit crises, they then get off the policy track, and then they fall behind. So anyways, we'll see what happens. What I was not doing in the playtesting playthroughs is I was not doing... it dawns on me that, yeah, these forces are moving, and I have not ordered them to move. But I was not playing the battles out. And that has a huge effect on campaigns. Yeah, for military reasons, but also for economic reasons. I found in lots of testing that for whatever reason, winning battles tends to help you out economically. And so, and it actually does kind of make sense when you think about lost supply and the turning over of IAPs and all that other stuff. So it's, anyways, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But the plan is going to be for most of 61 to build up. Yeah, we don't want to lose Kentucky. I actually lost Kentucky in the last playthrough because I had no forces dedicated to it. What I think I could probably do is move West Virginia militia over and try to hold at least part of Kentucky to keep it from going, and then we can still also try to focus on getting getting West Virginia to join the right side and to secede. So we'll see how that goes. They, I know, have a lot of cotton-clad rams. We're working on ironclad monitors and gunboats. I am going to get to the naval stuff eventually, but both sides should have started with... For whatever reason, I wonder if when I switched sides back, they took my ships out. Because there should not be... Yeah, they did. Now, this is just silly. I mean, why you're taking ships that are not done out is silly. So these are supposed to be in port while we build up our fleet. Once we have it, we're going to go out and we're going to start imposing the blockade. But, yeah, I mean, this doesn't even look good at all. I mean, we could put a steam frigate out there, but I don't even really care to have these out at all. So you don't need to see this. I'll pause. All right, we're done with that, and so hopefully we'll save some on naval there until we're actually ready to move. This is the army of the Shenandoah coming for me. Yeah, so we're not going to beat them, and rather than take the L, we're going to get out of here and try to do better. I think. Whoa. There is kind of a new hardware setup also, so it's a new keyboard, which solves some problems, but introduced another one, which is I think you're gonna hear it on the mic, because this is the new mic that I started using in the last campaign. There is still the one thing I have to remember to do is when we switch to battles, I gotta turn down OBS so that you all don't go completely deaf. Trying to follow, but yeah, as long as we get that done, we should be okay. All right, so what we have been derelictful in is moving McDowell over ASAP as possible to try to help Patterson, who's about to otherwise get ingloriously sandwiched here, and probably is just going to have to fall back. I'm going to try to wait until we have 36-month enlistments to go ahead and recruit all those guys. Now, if the Army of the Shenandoah pulled out, then we're going back in. Because why not? West Virginia Militia is down here doing West Virginia Militia things. Of course, we'll try to get them something. Some troops. So this I don't like. All right, this is one of the things I thought I had fixed. Apparently not. In the files, which is that units were just... Armies like this were just perking up way too quickly, and so I changed the number of values. I thought I was going to get the one where it actually mattered, and apparently that wasn't it. So there's going to be some weird thing where the armies are going to perk up really fast. If that's the worst thing that happens in this campaign, that's fine. There are going to be a few house rules. I'll talk about them as we go through, but I feel like I've already kind of beat the bush here on the background information about this campaign. And I do kind of want to play it. I'm not sure what we're looking at here. Army of Northern Virginia. I mean, is there 23,000 Marshall's Corps? Okay, so. Alright. My guess is we're safe to do that. And yeah, I was going to say Patterson should not be in scouting, but he's not in scouting, so he's okay. We could try to steal West Virginia off right now while they're distracted over in Virginia. That'll stay a definite maybe. And actually, if we can get, since we're a small force, moving doesn't do too much to our readiness. We'll try to get over there. Lion. Yeah, the supply depot and the fort are here. So I think we can post up there for now. And yeah, we'll do other things. We'll eventually push out with Lion, and they actually may have created an army. Yeah, see, they did this last time in the last playthrough. They created this. No, they didn't. All right. But it looks like they did some recruiting here. Huh. Yeah, and then they created this Army of Washington. Yeah, so I've seen some of this before. Last time, though, I think they also created an army level above Lion. It was fine. It was going to happen anyways, so might as well happen then. We're gonna try to avoid the 50x in case that actually does hurt the AI's ability to behave rationally. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna give us a first battle, see, so it's 7 hours for us. It's 6 hours. Well, so they're pretty much all there, 28,000. But we have our whole force. All right, so we're gonna go in. I'm gonna pause you, try to get OBS set up right, and yeah, we should start this one out with a bang. All right, we are on the Winchester map, which I very much like. We are again given a pitifully, I say again because it's happened in a number of recent campaigns. It's certainly stuff I've done, but okay, that's McDowell and then Patterson. So Patterson's actually here. All right, I think I can safely pause you all and bring you back when we have some action. All right, so I saw they had some skirmishers here, so I saw the outlines of those. That told me that we were getting close. It's a tall order. With respect to morale, I think theirs was around 30. Ours was like 22 something or other. So it's 30.5 to 22.5. So they're pretty far ahead in morale. The victory point they got to send was a 10-pointer. So early in the war, that is great, right? Across the map. Kernstown as a defensive point, I think is really good. I found that this kind of open area out here can be a real no man's land because you can get harried from this ridge up here. This is kind of like a low bowl in here, and there's a ridge up here, and there's a ridge up here. So Patterson is over here. Patterson needs to pretty quickly actually get up here, but we are just about in place. You can see some of the artillery is lagging. That's okay. Because we're not in position anyways, but I think we're going to go to an overnight here. It looks like it's 5 o'clock already, and 5 p.m. And so I don't think we're going to get very much done today. I don't know if they withdraw overnight, might be okay for us, but there is going to be a kind of gap. It actually shouldn't be too bad. So Grant is out here. This is Grant's division. So we're gonna, okay, we're not. What we will do with our artillery is detach that. And we're gonna detach that and just move that there. But the infantry, yeah, we have the first battle blues, but so do they. And alright, so we're going to put you at medium range, skirmishers, and then we'll just try to order them on up there. Yeah, Grant around to the side. That's okay. We have no cavalry in either corps right now, so that's a little bit different. And we're going to order... Oops, I thought we were ordering a division there. We are not. But we're going to order those guys up. Slow things down a bit, so that the AI hopefully isn't too overwhelmed with anything we're doing. We're not doing anything terribly fancy. All right, so you're over there, Thomas. You're over here. This is actually excellent high ground right up here, but we're trying to cross over and link our forces up here, so that's why we're doing that. Patterson can get over here. I would assume that it was mostly artillery and skirmishers up to this point. Let me check on OBS. Those sounds are still pretty loud. Alright, so I increased the offset, so hopefully it's not too bad for you all. Let's also get some attack orders going on here. What happens if... why don't we just say McDowell has the general attack order, and so does Patterson, and maybe we'll just see how things develop from there. I mean, these guys are... I'm not sure what they're up to. Still no way that I know of at the division core, some of those higher levels, to just eliminate the AI's formation choices and just put everything down a single line. As boring as it would be, it seems to have fewer downsides to, I don't know, other ways of doing this. All right, Ricketts, yeah. See, that's what I was pretty concerned about. Because day 2 could start and it'll just be a complete mess. I mean, Ricketts already away from his guns, wherever they happen to be. What about these guns? I don't think they're actually there. Yeah, they're not. All right, so Ricketts batteries over there. We're going to put them here. Is this already detached? I don't know. But we'll move them up there. Griffin. I don't know. So we'll move them back. I think... oh, that was high ground there. But I don't know if the CSA is going to have folks right here. And so I prefer to put them over there. And we can always finagle later. Alright, guess you just start there. Thomas to here. We'll get double days battery out, hopefully. Yeah, so I think you're going to hear more clicking with the keyboard. If it's obnoxious, you can let me know, and I kind of hate when other people do it. But I don't know how else. I mean, the things are less than a foot apart, so the mic picks up a lot. All right, we will stay like this. I generally prefer to stretch the line as much as possible, but I'm not certain at all about my green troops. We might well need reinforcements. So we have attack orders. I think those have stuck, right? Yeah. All right. So they look like they know. All right. They have a plan. They have a bad plan, but they have a plan. Keys has a plan. So I'm actually just gonna bring us in. And let's see, the screen is pretty nice. It's as decluttered as I can get it. Unfortunately, there is no improved 3D texture models mod. It is it went down, I think, with the patch that came out early February, and you know that was one modder who worked on that, and so I'm not sure if and when that'll ever be back. But that was a great thing while it lasted, and very much appreciated. All right, so that battery found something to bark at. That's fine. But see, like, this is what I mean with the AI. It's not maximizing its front, and I don't know that it's double line that causes this. It may not be. It might be other facing things. And again, I've modded it so much, you can't really blame. Can't blame everything here on vanilla. But yeah, this is a huge ridge. I know when I defend Kernstown, I usually try to have a force up here and to hold this ridge here and kill things as it comes into this bowl, because it's real hard, right? With no cover over here, if the attackers get up on this ridge, they're just looking down on you, and you're kind of in a world of trouble. All right, so we'll see what our commanders come up with. I have no idea. I think... I was going to speculate here about how fast brigades perk up. We'll see. We'll see. It seemed a little bit slow in the last Whiskey and Lemons, and because I didn't fight battles and I didn't even really check on individual brigades when I play tested, it's hard to know. I was more concerned with how quickly some of the core and army level units were getting stars and perks, and I might have solved the stars thing, but I don't. Apparently, I did not solve the perk thing. Apparently. All right. Oh, so we got a good engagement here between Koch and Sherman. My goodness, I have not gone through and added the best weapons that we have. The AI may have done it. I think Ewell and Evans start with Mississippis in these campaigns. remember that even though it's the April 15th campaign, it is, it's actually a summer 61 campaign that's just kind of modded to start earlier. Alright, so we're wrapping around here. Our left is clear, that's good. So far, so good. Alright, we want to get a little more active over here, though. So, alright, but I guess we're dealing what? Jeb Stuart's cavalry's, they have Maynards, but there aren't that many of them. They're probably doing fine. Okay. We have some issues in the back here. Alright, they apparently know to close in. Alright, you know what? We're just going to let it play out. That's what we're going to do. We'll see how the AI does. I'm kind of learning how the AI does things. This is not a good idea. Not at all. Like, I really want to stop them. Because we can win shootouts, but we don't have the morale advantage. And this is just throwing this up into the air. I mean, you should get some XP from the casualties, but as you can see, that goes both ways. Alright, so it looks like they actually broke Jones. Again, poor David Jones. Every campaign, no matter what side I'm on, David Jones gets abused. Oh well. Now Grant is over there. Grant maybe should move up a little bit. Alright. We got skirmishers here. Do you guys have any orders here? Alright, well, you're shooting. That's something. This is a big, long line that might want to do something about what's going on its flank. Yeah, that tactical blob is questionable at best. I kind of thought they might end up losing. It just seemed like B Jr. was there first. I guess we touched while they were retreating, so they're getting... Ewell broke. Oh, okay, things have swung back in our favor, so we're just going to keep watching. I don't like this. Hey, we want to... As much as possible, we want to try to keep people together here. Keep our force together. Grant, can we get you to... Grant? Hello? There we go. Okay, we're going to get you moving up. Yeah, Shank, I see ya. Patterson, you still have an attack order, I think, going out to everybody. Yeah, Kime, those are your units. Alright, so this is a gaggle here. That's right, we do have the voices now when we zoom in. Oh, I don't know if you hear him because I turned everything down. These guys actually look like they're doing okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. They're forming up to shoot them in the flank. That's good. I don't know if they know about this, but they'll find out. All right, they did. Oh, I guess they reformed because of Stuart's broken cavalry. Not too sure about what's going on over here. But so far, things are going well on the CSA center left, Will we run into any opposition here from Longstreet? Well, if anybody's going to give us opposition, it's probably him. Let's order Heinzelman's division to go after his brigade. And Grant's 2 brigades to go after Bonham. Bonham always does well when I have him. Okay. We want to push everyone else up. Keys. Let's try to get your division fighting them. Alright, Long Necker is exposed. Miles is over here. Alright. Let's... This is like very blue. I don't know what is this routing? I don't know. Some of this looks too organized. All right, so they are generally retreating. That's fine. We got a skirmisher screen here, and if they're routing, that's okay. Okay, Negley knows to engage. Whether he does, we'll see. Oh, I wish Tyler would stay there, actually. See if we can get Richardson to engage B. Jr., who's actually held up extraordinarily well. Yeah, so they're withdrawing in good order. Oh, Jackson is as well. Yeah, so they were just running. They weren't routing. And so I think much of them will get away. What we're going to do is we're going to find Patterson. And since we see we have them on the run, it's risky. But it seems less risky now that we've fought a lot of them off the battlefield. And we'll turn things over to assault. And we'll see what we get. But it looks like for the most part they're going to escape. Yeah, everybody over here looks like they got out. Smith has a bad angle. Alright, B. Jr. had to route. That Artie might not get out. I think Longstreet's going to get away. Yeah. So overall, I mean, they appear like they're going to get far more out than I'd like, but that happens. Oh, I guess, well, Kirby Smith may not. Because he might win the first melee, but I think he's going to get some more after that, and he was already shaken before that. Melee does not make that any better usually. All right. I was worried there for a moment with that big old line of Confederates, and now as I learned, Longstreet and Jackson were back there. It could have gone much, much worse. All right, so Bartow escapes. That's pretty much the end of that. Anybody? Shank is running again. That's too bad. Longnecker. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's running, but he is. And yeah, we can run this at 20x speed. I'm not worried about bad AI decisions at this point. All right, so we got a battle this early in a campaign. We dealt some damage. All right. Virginia Winchester, man. Yeah, they got walloped. I think for roleplay reasons, maybe I could get some prisons up now. I guess not. My credit ratings already fallen too far. Okay. That is what it is. That's fine. All right, we can move that up a little bit faster. So they got a break there. Army of Washington. All right, so he needs Ormsby Mitchell. Does have a great name. I don't know. I'm torn as to whether to give them no perks or to take good perks, to take suboptimal perks. I don't really know. Yeah, see, like, I don't know why we're just gaining XP statically. Well, I do, because I tinkered with something and I left it too high, but I wish I knew what I had done so that I could undo it. Okay. We got them out of there. Too bad there's no, like, choose random perk option. I would do that. And like, I'll see how the AI does. I mean, they chose Siege, which actually, for all the forts here, is not terrible. I was like, oh, this is mine. Well, since I'm gonna lose it, I might as well burn it. I don't know how that was mine. It must have been related to a fort capture area or something. But yeah, rather than give it to them, I know that we could use supply when we move in, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. I'm torn between trying to get Patterson back on friendly territory to regroup faster, and then just leaving him there. But again, we're not even to May, so we don't even have an intelligence report yet. Things definitely started off with a bang here. All right, but at least we got the first battle blues out for 50,000 troops, who we can now throw into future combats, at least without that working against them. We do need cavalry. Springfield. I mean, if they all have Springfield... Yeah, all right, so we don't want people with Springfield muskets. But that might be all we have. Let's see. Give them the upgrade, and it looks like that's all we have. All right, so we're not even getting anything when we upgrade the 3-inch ordnance. All right, so they do vary it a bit. And I'll put artillery in. I'll try to give each division a... what do we have here? So these are really short contracts. Oh, I know why. I know why that doesn't look right. Because it isn't. There we go. So that's your motion sickness has been engaged. Yeah. How are they doing? Yeah, they're probably going to start off better up there. That's to be expected, and our hope is to generally chip away at that. All right, we got to get cavalry recruited. We got to get people in Kentucky. We got to try to break West Virginia off. We have stuff to do. We also got to get our fleets rolling. Did I select a policy to research? I did. All right, so I was going to say that's a big whoops if we didn't. Again, not that it really matters without cavalry to help. I don't think we're going to get much of a readiness boost from this, but we can dream. And we know with 36-month contracts coming up soon, it should be okay. And you know, we're still waiting for weapons to get ordered. So they're doing the same thing because they have an AI personality that pretty much chooses, if I was playing CSA, this is how I would do it. If I were like power gaming, and so if I let the AI power game against me, then it feels like a good close campaign. It feels gooder and closer. Yeah, you heard it here first. Oh, what? By the way, so yeah, this is everything. When I went over to their side on April 15th, these are all the things I put through. Didn't do any of that recruiting. Why they need to build new ships, I don't know. They had 18 cotton-clad rams that I left with. So, and I built their best railroad, and I put one in the works for the Union too. So whatever the most profitable one was. For the CSA, there's one that's just like, it was like $16 million we were going to generate in revenue, and everything else was like $2 or $3 million. So I think that was the, I'm going to get it wrong, whatever it was, New Orleans to Tallahassee. I'm pretty sure that's the one I did. Whatever. All right, so McDowell is actually like decent shape. I see Hampton is creeping up here. Usually when Hampton starts the game, it doesn't have a lot in the way of troops, but the AI is usually moves troops around a lot, so that doesn't mean anything. All right, we can start thinking about recruiting. Hampton's just going to come right on in. I guess we'll find out when they get here. I mean, that's fine. Oh. Yeah, get that gone, and almost forgot about that. Yeah, you don't want to be in scouting stance, and I guess their morale is probably too low. Oh, well, I guess I could also just click on it and find out, but no, I don't want to do that. Oh, right. There's a lot here that's good. So let's do military 2, and then probably do funding 1, tariffs, funding 2. In play testing this, yeah, it seemed like it was a rush for the bank acts, which I think we got both of them within the first 12 months. It really tanked our support, but it did great on the finance side, and that was, you know, without fighting the battles, which has a real economic effect. And it would also spill over into morale too, right? Because winning battles is better than losing them. Those are the kernels of wisdom you get here. All right. No, I'm pretty good on everything else right now. I don't have a strong sense as to whether they're trying to out-recruit. Okay, now I do. Yeah, they're trying to out-recruit me. So they shouldn't be, but they are. We are on enemy territory. We really do have to try to get our readiness back. And I'm not sure that it matters that much when you don't have cav, but whatever. All right. 1, 2, 3. And he also has, he being McDowell, has a larger force than Pedersen. Doesn't need it to be that way. Yeah, so we're gonna even them out a bit, and we're gonna give McDowell some cav. Indiana cav is what you're gonna get. I don't intend to micro it this much. I eventually plan to turn this all over to the, well, I'll do the kind of generally what I want, and then I'll leave it up to the AI to figure out where they come from. All right, so we're going to throw each of them a cav brigade. McClellan needs stuff because otherwise he's going to get... Oh, and he has cav too. Yeah. So actually, he... You know what? While he's doing that, why don't we just come around here and try to take Charleston? Okay, West Virginia militia, you have been waiting patiently for, my goodness, anything. Okay, we can do that. And what are we left with? 96,000? We're going to do that again. And then we'll get you set up into, I think, somewhat normal structure, at least for me. It's probably more cav than I should do. I think I didn't actually decide on a cav house rule yet, but I was thinking maybe, I guess no more than 2 brigades. I could always switch that one out, but maybe a brigade per core. Okay, so we'll throw you there. We'll throw you there. And you go there, that's fine. Yeah, well, you can sit there. And Lion has what? So he's actually got cav already. I'll move you there. Eventually, we're going to want to go to the 3 division. I want to go to the 3 division structure, so that be that. We can throw Dietzler over there. We can throw Artie here. We can get you artillery. We will find a way to make this work. All right, Delaware is going to give us some artillery. Thank you. Yeah, that's okay for me. So what? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. So then let's take this back. So that's now 9,000. That's 5,000. All right, and they eventually need another one. Anyways, let's hang out for now. Let's see how that rests. We don't have to do a lot in Missouri. I mean, if we hang on in Missouri, kind of where we are, at least hold St. Louis. That's fine. That's good enough. Because so if you've never played the game or you haven't seen any, particularly the Union campaigns, because when I play as the CSA, the Union never really tries this. Right, you can. So after you go southwest of Springfield, it becomes a real supply desert. I mean, here you got the fort, you got supply depot, so like you can go a ways. You can get to Carrollton, and you know if it's one army, you might do okay. And then if you can get the supply depot intact at Fort Smith, like you're okay here. The problem then is wherever you try to press east, you got to bring supply depots with you if you're going to go this way. If you can take the river down to Little Rock, it's not so bad. But if you have to push over land, it can be a slog, and you can run a supply. And then after Little Rock, you're probably going to want to go to Memphis. But you're going to need the supply to get there. And it seems like it never happens until pretty late in the war. I don't even know if it's worth it. It might just be easier to kind of join and push down the Mississippi and push in from there. You know, Arkansas is not a very, very big prize here in this campaign. And you know, how many troops and how much money do you want to tie down? You know, going after what? And it's hard to defend too, because unless you're going to build a lot of forts along the way, right? So if you have one force and it pushes through, they can just come up from Louisiana, they come up from Texas, and they can just come in the back door. So, you know, whatever you do push through can all be lost. So. I guess if you're looking for a challenge, sure, but I'm already challenged enough. I don't need extra. All right, so we know that they're waiting on Cav, and while they wait, what can we get them? Maynards? Sure. Okay. More are coming, but it's going to be a while. Okay, so you're there, and now we're going to go in here, and we're going to do the state of Kanawha. And maybe speed things up, and maybe think about calling it in episode 1. So you'll know, right? I guess if this video goes up, it means that the campaign was playable. I'll make several episodes to make sure that we make some headway. And as long as that's the case, we'll plan on a good campaign.